introduce someone who was supposed to be speaking last, but he's going to be speaking right now. I'm just going to introduce him quickly. He's going to summarize his 30 years of service for this community.
It's a pleasure to be with you tonight as you celebrate in this great way the diversity of our borough and as well as you call for the unity of people of purpose. I work for an ecumenical ministry, the Queen's Federation of Churches. Next February, I'll mark 32 years in that capacity as director of the Federation. And I've seen a lot of changes during those years here in the borough of Queens. And I rate those changes to be for the positive. A lot of that has to do with the vigor that's come in with the immigrant communities all over the borough. There's not a community untouched by immigration. There's not a community that has not been revitalized because of the spirits coming in different ways. Not only racially and ethnically, but because of the diversity of religion that's coming to our borough as well as to our nation. And we welcome you, and we look forward to always to working together. Ecumenical work, I should unpack that word. We use it often, and many people think that ecumenical means something like universal, and that's not exactly on point. It comes from a Greek word, oikumene, which actually means the inhabited earth. Now you say, what does that have to do with bringing people together? God has given us this planet, His creation, as an arena to develop relationship not only with God, but with one another. And that's the essence of the work of the oikumene. It's the essence of ecumenical work. To bring people together to see themselves in relationship to one another. One of the spins on that is that we often talk about the creation as God's household. You live in a household, I live in a household. Each of us does. There may be a few homeless among us, but you know what households are about. And they're about places where people who see themselves as family dwell together. Husband, wife, children, perhaps grandparents, aunts, uncles, grandchildren, cousins, maybe even those that we've welcomed in to dwell with us, permanently as a legal adoption, or occasionally for some period of time. But while living together in that household, each of us knows family value. Because each of us breaks bread together at the same table and learns what it means to be in relationship with family. I submit to you that the oikumene, the inhabited earth, God's household, ought to be seen by each of us as the dwelling place of God's one family. We need to look beyond the divisions that we too often lift up. Divisions of nationality, of language, of race, of religion, of economic status. And we need to see in the face of each other a sister or a brother, because God has made us related one to the other. Finally, I would suggest a kind of a further spin. You've got the title behind me as Building Bridges. And some have said that part of the ecumenical task is to reach out and build bridges, to open windows and to open doors so that we might greet and see one another. I suggest to you that the ecumenical task is a little more radical. It's not so much opening the doors or making a window here so that we could safely from our perch look out on someone else. It is to tear those walls of separation down. It is to see ourselves as that one family of God. And when we see that, when we do that, when we recognize and celebrate that, we can no longer regard someone else as the other, expendable, to be ignored, to be violated, because that person is part of my family. God bless you all, and I thank you.